Welcome back to the Edgar Colmenero podcast. Today there was a phenomenal game today by none other but your GOAT, Kawhi Leonard, the Claw. Absolute masterclass today. I actually do want to clear this up before we get into the game. So we got a bunch of these social media outlets, media companies, whatever. You got TNT, post-game reaction. You got Nightcap now. You got, I believe Cowherd still reacts to these games post-game. It seems like every media outlet is surprised when Kawhi goes off like this in the playoffs. When he's like dating back to the last year of San Antonio, this is what he does. He performs like this constantly. Every single time he's on the court and he's healthy in the playoffs, he's performing like this. Last game, that's why I was telling y'all last game, I am not expecting him to play like how he played last game at all. I am expecting 28 plus in the playoffs because that's what he's averaging. He's averaging 30 in the playoffs. I mean, all I have to tell you, yeah, some of y'all might just be like, oh, it's just from Toronto. He only did it in Toronto. Go look at like 2021 when he literally went band for band with Luka in Game 6, I believe, in 2021. Phenomenal game by him, actually. He literally single-handedly beat the Mavericks that game when Luka was on fire and Luka was healthy. Y'all can say PG was a 2. PG was very inconsistent. He didn't step up until Kawhi went down, I'm pretty sure, that year, because they ended up playing the Jazz, and then PG stepped up, beat the Jazz, went against the Suns, and then lost in 6, I believe. That's the year that the Bucks played the Suns. He had a phenomenal year, or phenomenal performance in the playoffs that year until Joe Ingles ran into his knee. I don't know if y'all remember that. That's besides the point. Then he came back, I believe 2023, when he played against the Suns against KD and Book, shutting down KD, playing phenomenal defense on him. This is when they had Russ. I don't know, was that last year? No, that wasn't last year. The year before last year. So yeah, 2023. He was going off, and then out of nowhere he got hurt after game 2. We heard he tore his ACL. Unfortunate. Why are we surprised that he's giving us these performances when he's been doing this constantly, day in and day out in the playoffs? I don't get it. I feel like he gets very underrated. Kawhi is very underrated. In my opinion, he's like top 3 greatest performers in the playoffs actively. I put him up there with Steph and LeBron. I mean, KD. I saw the graphic they put up in the game. I don't know if y'all saw it. It was 5 players, 30 plus in the playoffs or whatever. It was Harden, James, Curry, Durant. Who am I missing? And Kawhi, yeah. Why are we surprised? And I'd argue, in the playoffs, he's more valuable than KD and Harden. Top 3. He's with Curry and James. I don't know. People keep denying his greatness because of the fact he gets injured so much. But, when you got arthritic knees rubbing against each other, you got none of that, whatever that's called, that acid or whatever, that jelly or whatever it's called inside the knee so it doesn't rub together that hard. He can't control that. He would if he could. He can't control that. Even then, he's returning and dropping. Been consistent. He's shown us we shouldn't be doubting him at all in the playoffs. This is him. But constantly on networks for clicks, obviously, and views. Oh, Kawhi always gets hurt, which is true. Kawhi is not worth his value. I'd argue he's definitely worth his value. This is what I love about this Clippers team. I'll get into it a little bit later. If you got Kawhi, you got a chance to go to the finals. The only thing that you're required to have, I guess, I will say this, is a very solid base team of role players. The games he plays, you're going to win 85 to 95% of them in the regular season. I'd argue he plays, 30 to 35 games like he played this year. You have a chance to make the playoffs, and then when you get in the playoffs, he's going to elevate his game to a different level. compare this Clippers team to his Toronto team. For one, he has his Kyle Lowry, James Harden. He has his Norman Powell that he had in Toronto as well. I don't know if y'all remember. He had Norman Powell. Who was their center? Marc Gasol. Ivica Zubac. Who am I missing? Van Vliet. Streaky three-point shooter. That's who we've yet to have like categorized. I will argue I think this team is a little bit better defensively. So it kind of makes up for that like third player, I'd say. Even then though, I'm acting like Norman Powell had a huge role in that Toronto team. I'd say Norman Powell is like the Van Vliet of the Toronto team for the Clippers team, if y'all getting what I'm saying. Like the translation. I know y'all get what I'm saying, but the odds are really good this year, I believe, for the Clippers. And what did I tell y'all? Jokic missed, 8 free throws? Where is it at? I got the stat sheet pulled up right here. Free throws attempted, 10. 60%. He missed 4 free throws. He had 7 turnovers. Now, he's a great player. Did his thing again. Let's look at the minutes, guys. And Jamal Murray is over there playing with a sickness. And I don't know what y'all feel about him picking up Norm, and acting like nothing happened. I mean, yeah, we like our old school ball and everything. We're in the modern era, and that's usually being called overly aggressive or whatever. I'm just translating with the modern era, you know? Like, we can't be like, oh, in the old school, they would have called this and they would have called that. Man, that's just regular. That's a regular shove in the old school era. That's just regular ball. We can't say that, though, because we're in the modern era. If we were in that era, I'd be agreeing with y'all 100%. We're not in that era, though. We're in the modern era where they basically call anything. And in the playoffs, they're trying to make a little statement by saying, oh, they don't call that, like when Harden shoots a 3 and flops or whatever. Or Norm, because we've seen Norm his play has declined a little bit because they're not calling those fouls. I just find it very strange when Jokic and Murray has the ball. They do similar ass moves where they also do the little flops. I mean, I call Jokic and Luka flop specialists. There's a lot of players that do. Shia too. SGA, I'm pretty sure. Flop specialist. I mean, are we not in playoff ball? Because it seems like they only call fouls when the Clippers are over there running up the court playing offense. Or, no, I'm saying when the Nuggets are running up the court playing offense, they be calling all the fouls. But then, ball turns around, fast break, going the other way. Let them play ball, apparently. Clippers got the ball, let them play ball. Nuggets got the ball. Oh, back to the regular season ref calling. It's inconsistent. I like how they're trying to make it playoff ball. It's very inconsistent, though. Regardless of that, Clippers still held on to the W. But before I was making all that baloney, I was stating it, and I said this last video, 40-plus minutes is not sustainable for a 7-game series. The fatigue is going to show. And Russ, again, was trying to help this team. Russ, again, was performing. Surprisingly, I was not expecting him to perform like this. I was expecting a decline. Now, I'm kind of banking on him having a pretty bad game. Because I'm not saying he's played perfect or astronomical out of this world or something. But he's been making very critical plays that have kept him in the game. Game 1 speaks for itself, that 3. Those offensive rebounds. This game, offensive rebounds. Playing decent defense. Making threes again, somehow. I'm banking on him not having a good game. But 40-plus minutes for Murray, Jokic. And they did limit Gordon. Probably because of that calf. It's not sustainable. It's really not. Murray's coming in with the sickness. How you expect him to heal? How you expect him to heal? Jokic, like I was alluding to, 4 missed free throws, 7 turnovers. How much of that is him just having an off game, because that's where we're gonna throw it at probably, or fatigue. That's kicking in already. I'd like to point to last year when Anthony Edwards took out the Nuggets, but he was playing damn near every minute against the Nuggets, to when he got to Luka, he was out of gas. He was out of gas. If he had played a limited, which this is what happens though. If he had played a limited amount of minutes, that series against the Mavs would have been a lot more interesting. This is what happens. If the Nuggets even get past the Clippers, put all your money on the other team, the opposing team. The fatigue shows. You don't get a week's worth of rest. You don't get 3 days constantly. You might get like 3 days twice, I believe, within a series. Y'all could fact check me on that. You're not getting 3 days in between every single game. You're not going to be able to sit out. You're not going to be able to get 30 minutes one game. You're not going to blow out a team where you can sit out the rest of the half or the rest of the game. It's the playoffs. This is not sustainable. The fatigue will show. 40-plus minutes, not sustainable. That's going to be one of the reasons I believe they're going to start falling down. We stole one away. Very valuable. We stole a game away. And 2 games at home now. I believe, being optimistic and watching the way they played, I'll make a point after this. We go 3-1 after home. Whether we go 4-2 or 4-1, debatable. I think for this, like, story-wise, it'd be cooler if we won at home, taking it back to Game 6. But for security-wise and just not playing around because it's the playoffs, I'd say take it in 4. But we saw it with KD, also the fatigue, playing like a vast amount of minutes. Yeah, it's not sustainable. I believe prior years they had more value within the role players. They were able to afford maybe like those 3 to 4 minutes, which is a huge amount, but not this year, man. It's the reason the coach got fired. The play wasn't good enough. Solution: playing them X amount of minutes. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Just being realistic. But I was going to allude to our performances this game. Kawhi, obviously, playing up to his level. I mean, obviously, this was a damn near like perfect game. He was 9 of 10 first half. Second half, what is that? I'm over here doing math. 9 of 10. If he hit 9 of 10, I don't know. Damn, he had 78%, 78.9%. I don't know what he had the second half, but phenomenal game. I do expect him to get 30 plus. I'm not gonna say, oh, he's gonna get a perfect 39, like 80%. I do expect a 60% minimum. He's very efficient. He's as efficient as KD, especially in the mid-range. I don't think people know that enough either. He is very undervalued. His offensive scoring is as efficient as KD. We call KD the most efficient scorer, which he is. Kawhi is right behind him, always being undervalued because of his injuries. So, you know what? I do respect it. I'll acknowledge it. I just think he's underrated. It's besides the point. But Kawhi, gonna do his thing. Norman Powell, surprising again. Maybe it's the away games. Maybe it's the playoff for us. He hasn't been in the playoffs in a minute. Very average performance. Hit that big 3. Huge 3 at the end of the game. I just expect him to play how he's been playing in the regular season. I am going to, like, based off, like, watching the game and everything, it does seem like those calls that usually are called in the regular season are only happening for the Nuggets. But for the, like, Norman Powell's and James Harden's of the world, surprisingly, James Harden did good last game. But for this game, like Norman Powell, he's not getting those calls. But in the pick and roll with Zubats, at the end of the game, I was like, why are we not doing this a lot more? They looked wide open. You know why? Because Kawhi and Harden are like dogs. Like, what are we doing? That I feel like is going to be introduced a lot more. He needs to step up his game because I know his like consistently like not. He doesn't need to step up to his game. He needs to play his game. He's playing below the level of his game, and I think that's making us a little like under our standard. I'd say like under our potential. I'm saying like just play to our regular potential. I'm not saying play overly like make every 3 in the world, make every 2. Play how you were playing in the regular season. Drop those threes like you were dropping them in the regular season. Those step back threes, a little dribble in the back, and then just crazy step back threes that you did get blocked a decent amount. Maybe it's injury, but you did get blocked a decent amount. But you were hitting them though, so start doing that again. And I think he will. So another game with him playing subpar. And we still pulled out the W, and it was this close. I'm telling y'all. Zubac's gonna do his thing. He gonna average his double, and he gonna do his thing. Chris Dunn, elite defense. I just expect a couple threes, maybe a 3. Just honestly, just 1 3. Ben Simmons, I wish he would drive to the basket more, cause he's a big dude, big frame, great defensive player. I mean, I like his minutes. I feel like they're valuable-ish. And then we got Bogey. I feel like he's not doing his job. He's a 3-point specialist. 0-5. Yeah, I don't have an opinion on him right now, because I feel like this is kind of his level now, based off the last 2 games. In the regular season, he was doing good, though. That's what's confusing. Here's what I expect with Bogey. I expect him to have one big game, a series. I don't need you to step up every game. I just need you to have one good game where you step up, where you're on fire. Fire enough to where you have a lead. You gain a lead. Batum, solid threes. Like I said last game, he's not going to score hella points. Solid defense. Critical. How do you describe that? Critical. Like, so the other team's pulling away, but he hits them threes just to stay in, like, the same level. There's a word for it. I just cannot think at all. He makes critical, like, I guess game time plays, you'd say. He just makes sure the points he scores, the lead doesn't, like, go away from the Clippers, which is very valuable. His shots are very defining, I'd say. I think very underrated, to be honest. Derrick Jones, that boy can jump. Great defense. I believe offensively, he hasn't, like, really found his role, to be honest, even throughout this whole season. But he plays solid enough defense. But the standard that the Clippers play, Norm should step up a little bit to his normal self. Harden, I haven't addressed him yet. Like I said, first game, we had a good game from him the first game. I don't expect him to play like that first game for a 7-game series. I don't expect him to play like this for a 7-game series either. I expect him to be up and down, lots of assists, and have like mid-level games too. It's going to be critical though, because as we saw today, towards the end, obviously Kawhi was on fire. I think that's how it's going to look when games are close, and we're going to need a closer. And Kawhi is going to be our closer, and I don't think Harden. But he did make a play towards the end. I don't know. Yeah, I have a very... I would agree with the majority on Harden, like being like super inconsistent, not a playoff like player, like always playing like what's it called, always underperforming. But I mean, he got like however many 30-point games as the other 4 players. He wasn't playing like shit those games. You could say they didn't have as much significance. what makes this series way more significant or whatever. Honestly, I do expect a good 20 from him a game. He got 18, 20 minimum. And with that alone, if you have Kawhi playing the way he's playing and Zubac's playing the way he's playing and Powell stepping up a little bit more too, you're winning every game. I think the biggest X factor for future series, this series in particular too, Norm's got to step up just to his usual self. He's been having a bad game. I'm hoping going back to LA, going back to that stadium, might revive his whole vibe and energy and his whole, like, I guess I'd say, like, confidence possibly. It might be a confidence thing. But, yeah, we're in good hands. I told y'all, 40-plus minutes, not sustainable. Kawhi and Harden playing barely 39 minutes. A little bit high, but I think Ty Lue knew we needed to pull this game out. Going down 2-0, going back home, not the best, like, way to see it, like, morality-wise. It's an even series now, just like they say, though. Series doesn't start until the away team pulls a win, and we just did that, so hopefully we get these 2 wins on Thursday, starting Thursday. We get a win Thursday, and then we get the next, would it be Saturday? Next win Saturday too. But yeah, we're in good hands. We're in a good position. Let's see. I want to look at the, like, future, like, playoff matchups, but I'll give it another, like, 2 games before we start dissecting that. But yeah, Kawhi, just his regular game. The media is going to, tomorrow, you're going to see it tomorrow. The media is going to be all over the fact that he played a spectacular game. Kawhi was just out of this world. How does he do it? With Kawhi playing like this, the Clippers have a chance. Kawhi's been playing like that. With Kawhi not getting hurt, Clippers have a chance. Don't say, oh, with Kawhi playing like this, or Kawhi performing in this fashion or whatever. He's always playing like this. It just annoys me. It annoys me. Very undervalued. As a Kawhi fan, very undervalued. But yeah, I got I believe 21 edition, City edition. I think it's 21. Rocking the 21. But yeah. Well, I think that's going to cut it for today. Just giving y'all my post-game reaction. Yeah, we're in good hands. We're in a good position. Going to be all straight. Surprised we haven't seen Kobe Brown. Amir Coffey didn't make an appearance either. Kind of liked it more like that, I think. But yeah. They do get a 3 days rest. I do expect to see them more rested, well rested. I expect them to see them well rested. They might look a little, I guess I'd say, healthy, or like a little hip in their step because of that extra day. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Things to look out for too: Gordon's calf, Porter's shoulder, and Murray's, like, whatever sickness he has going on. Could be critical for this series because they technically do have those things going on. But just like the NFL, not at the same level or volume, but just like the NFL, when you're in the playoffs, everyone's dealing with something. So I don't need this to come out and, like, everyone, the whole public, hear you out and make excuses for you. It's the playoffs. It's what comes with it. It's what comes with the territory. Like, I don't think Kawhi is, like, 100%, even though he's out here, like, going crazy. That knee stuff, it never gets cured, so yeah. But yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Long reaction today. I just wanted to address all the things with Kawhi, each player, dissect each player, and then the same headline as last game with the Nuggets, that it's just not sustainable. And then Russ being Russ somehow doing good these first 2 games, expecting him to decline. But yeah, and then looking out for those injuries, because that could be very unfortunate for them, because it would be unfortunate for us too, because we wouldn't get the series that we deserve to watch, entertainment wise. But yeah, things to look out for. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. See y'all next Thursday, I believe. I might react to that Lakers game tomorrow, LeBron and Ant. But we'll see. We'll further get into that. But yeah, y'all have a good one. Have a blessed week. Hope y'all started off y'all's Mondays great and blessed. And yeah, I'll see y'all Thursday.